All right, welcome to Life Extension Live. I'm Dr. Mike, and I'm here with my co-host, Dr. Crystal. I love this show.
We like all the food shows.
We do. we have kind of we have a pattern.
Yes, we do.
We have a pattern. All right. Can carbs, or I'm sorry, no, let me restate that. Can pasta be healthy?
Yes.
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 And
great news,
yes.
right?
We're going to talk about pasta today because it's National Pasta Month.
Right.
And then there's a National Pasta Day.
October 25th.
So we have a month and a day.
Put it on your calendars.
So this show is all about pasta. It's gotten a bad rap, I think, overall. And this is just my little 2 cents.
Okay.
I don't like it when we demean a food group or type of food.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about pasta that's been a mainstay in Mediterranean countries for centuries. And by the way, they live very long. They have great longevity. And what do we do in America? We beat it up because sugar, what have you. But you have a theory of why maybe it doesn't work for us as well.
Well, it's what we pair our pasta with.
Yes, and
the portion size.
The
pasta bowl. Who created the pasta bowl? I think the pasta industry. I smell a rat.
The never-ending pasta bowl at some restaurants.
Never is.
I don't know.
Yeah, the pasta bowl is pretty large, Dr. Mike.
Yeah, we it's just our serving size, and we've talked about this before. That's probably one of our greatest issues with the sad American diet. Yes, you can talk about processed foods, all this kind of, but we eat so much of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to talk more about pasta today. Here's what's coming up on the show. You ready for this? Is pasta healthy? We're going to talk about that. And then number 2, we're going to talk about the different types of pasta. Lots of choices out there now.
Yes.
And then we're going to talk about which is best for you. So let's get right back into this. Again, pasta gets a bad rap. Why do you think in this country it's kind of, how did that happen? How did we get to this point where people say don't eat pasta?
Yeah, that's a good question, Dr. Mike, and I suspect it has something to do with the low carb movement. I'm not blaming this individual, but I can recall when the Atkins diet became big. Yeah. Lose a lot of weight real fast, it was originally designed as a surgical prep.
Yes.
Kind of to help you to drop weight really quickly.
That
if
is
you
true.
Needed to have
I'm surprised
surgery.
you knew that. Yeah. Very good. That was Dr. Atkins' whole point.
Right.
And they realized it was so awesome, it became a diet plan.
Yeah, so it definitely works. But then that started this whole low carb movement.
Yeah.
And anything that was a carb, pasta, not just pasta.
The breads,
the
cereal,
rice, the grains, the poor grains just became public enemy number 1.
Yeah, which is a shame because again, grains, wheat, pastas, bread. I mean, you guys, this is what has sustained human life for millennial. I mean, thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So I want to talk about what's good about pasta then.
Okay.
Now we have there's a bunch here, right? So we're going to kind of be going through our list if you want to take some notes. By the way, if you have any questions, please ask away. Are you following this?
I am. I have it up here. So just give us a hello. Tell us where you're watching from, and tell us the kind of pasta you like.
Yeah. And then we also have
pasta?
And we also have a moderator that will get to questions that we can't get to. All right. So what's good about pasta? Very first thing is, unlike white bread flour, pasta is traditionally made from enriched durum wheat semolina.
Yeah.
Why is that important?
Well, because you have more of the nutrients. It's that kind of sums it up for the most part.
So you're talking more minerals, antioxidants that might be there, some polyphenols.
Vitamins, minerals. You're using a little bit more of that grain, which is going to give you a little more fiber. So
whereas the white bread flour, a lot of that's just been stripped away.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So we're not talking about ultra processed. Now, it doesn't mean that it's not processed, and because I'm still going to tell you a better version of pasta that you can look for, but it's not quite as bad as like the the super bleached, ultra processed white flour.
Yeah, yeah. So here was something that I found to be interesting is, so sometimes we look at, we measure like the sugar impact that a food source can have on your body, and we call that the glycemic index, right? I was very surprised to find that pasta in general has a pretty decent glycemic index of 55.
55, yes. Compared, and the glycemic index, of course, the baseline is the effect of glucose.
Yeah.
How quickly will glucose increase your blood sugar after you consume that? And then we now pair or compare different types of foods to that effect,
the
and then
basic
the
sugar.
foods will get a number.
Yeah. So sugar itself has a glycemic index of 100.
Right.
Right? And then everything else is compared to that. So 55, what do you think? I don't think that's that bad.
It's not that bad. And a part of that is because of the fiber. There's 2.5 grams or more of fiber in a 2-ounce serving.
So those are some numbers that might surprise you.
Yeah.
Right? So you have a decent amount of fiber. You have a decent glycemic index. Not going to affect your sugar spike and your insulin. I mean, how long have we been talking about minimizing sugar spikes and insulin spikes, as much as white bread or cookies or donuts or something like that?
I know.
So were you surprised with the fiber amount? Like
I was, because I'm a fiber.
You're all fiber.
I'm the fiber queen. I love fiber. I look for fiber on, every package of every, of course, grain product that I purchase, and I was surprised by that.
Yeah. Now, I wouldn't call it high fiber.
No, but if you compare it to, and we'll talk about some of the healthier versions, I know that the pasta that I personally buy has about 6 grams of fiber. So, there are opportunities.
There's the fiber queen.
To take it to the next level, and we'll show you how.
Are you going to tell us what that is later?
Yes.
Like what you're using. Okay. Salt content, not that bad.
Not bad on salt. Yeah.
So sodium is pretty low overall, which is important for many people watching blood pressure and all of that.
And by the way, you don't necessarily need to salt your water. I knew it.
No, you must salt water.
I'm stepping on his toes right now.
I'm one of the people from the Mediterranean area. If you told my grandma that, she might have to have.
Let's see if I'm making our viewers mad.
That might be fighting words.
Oh, and we have, hi Carol, thanks for watching. Hi Lisa, thanks for watching.
Hi everyone.
Yes, Jackie. Oh, Jackie likes angel hair pasta.
Okay. Let me tell you, and when you cook it, you gotta throw a little salt in there.
Okay. Oh, and then Betty Ann said that I heard if you cook it al dente, it's better for you.
Okay. Regardless of whether it's better for you, al dente is the only way to cook pasta.
Look at him.
I got excited.
Yes.
Al dente with a little. You know why you have to salt the water?
Okay, Betty Ann, you're right.
Do you know why you have to salt the water?
Why do you have to salt the water?
Because it's really the only time to salt the noodles. Once you take them out and they start to dry, they will not hold on to salt.
So that's how you're getting that flavor
inside
of the noodle.
It is a critical thing to do.
Okay, well, I stand corrected.
I'm all worked up right now.
All over salting the water. Who knew? But I do have some good news for those pasta lovers. The National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey concluded overall, and this is a quote, overall pasta consumption was associated with a better diet quality, improved nutrient intakes, and a lower intake of nutrients to limit relative to non-pasta consumption in Americans.
So there's a lot there. I mean, and that's a big statement, right?
Yeah.
I mean, better diet quality, improved, and we could debate like what's going on there.
Yes.
I don't think it's the pasta itself. Maybe it's people have vegetarians adding more veggies then to the pasta versus a meatball. Maybe there's something there. It's what you're pairing with.
Right. Well, so here's what I think. I think as a nutritionist, okay, that's going to come out, that when you start eliminating food groups, so the people who don't eat pasta, they're probably eliminating other carbs, and that's a big source
Yeah.
of B vitamins, of minerals
Right, that's a
from
good
those
point.
grains.
Yeah.
So when you start removing those, if you're not carefully planning, what you're going to eat, then maybe you will see the nutrient quality of your diet decrease.
That's your theory.
That's my theory,
That's
and
from
I'm sticking to it.
From Dr. Crystal Gossard, who does not salt her water, and my grandma would fight her over that. So there was a study that actually found weight issue, like better weight, right?
Yes, there was a study found that women aged 19 to 50 years who consumed pasta had lower BMI. There you have it.
That's because that surprises people, right?
I know.
I mean, most people would say, no, if I eat pasta all the time, you think of you think heavier people,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Here we're saying, no, there was a decent study showing that that's not true.
Definitely surprised me when, we have a team of researchers that help to kind of pull together some of the data. And I looked twice at that stat.
And it's true. It's a true stat. Now, again, everything in moderation. You got to watch your serving size, which leads then to this next section about what are you putting on your pasta. That, I think, makes a bigger difference than the pasta itself.
Yes, the cheese sauces. Dr. Mike loves cheese. He salts his water and he likes cheese. But, the cheese sauces, all of the butter. And so, yes, we are not often pairing the pasta with the best.
Yeah. Now the
ingredients.
marinaras and stuff like that, those can be good.
They
I make
can.
my own. We just talked about my own marinara.
Yes.
It's pretty good, right?
He gave me the good recipe, the
it's-
secret family recipe.
It's pretty good, but I think it's then the parm that you're putting on top of that, the Asiago that you're putting, maybe a 5-pound meatball on top of that, sausage links. That's, I think, where the issue
Right,
comes
or
from.
the fettuccine Alfredo, for an example. The amount of butter that
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
into that recipe,
It's awesome.
it's shocking. That's what it is.
Yeah,
It's just.
I actually don't. I would prefer just a good, healthy marinara, believe it or not.
Yeah, I mean, just a good pasta with some olive oil, put some fresh herbs. You don't need much.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make a nice, healthy pasta.
You can make a wonderful pasta out of simple garlic and olive oil with a little bit of the pasta water.
And broccoli, because he gets on me. I bring up broccoli on
Why
every
are you
show.
doing that? I'm actually trying to educate. A great sauce is a little bit of the pasta
Yes.
water, healthy olive oil, and garlic. That makes a wonderful creamy sauce.
Real olive oil.
Yes, like real. Yeah, no, let's fake olives.
No,
Yes.
I have to make sure our viewers know that you want extra virgin olive oil.
Yes, yeah.
None of the light stuff. Like you want
I
it
don't
to
even know-
be green.
Somebody coming from the Mediterranean, I don't even know what that light stuff is. I mean, it should be 100%, first press, 100% virgin olive. There's no doubt, right, about that at all. Marinara sauce, though, high in lycopene.
Yes.
Good for prostate health for us guys. And now some cardiovascular benefit with lycopene.
And some potassium
yeah.
from the
so,
tomatoes.
So again, I think most of the issue with pasta dishes, portion size, and then what we're putting on top of that.
I would agree.
All right, you came up with this. Was this your fun fact?
This was my fun fact.
Would you like to tell them?
Yes. So a healthy tip that Dr. Mike has already shut down once before, but if you cook your pasta and put it in the fridge and eat it the next day, that refrigeration process creates what's called resistant starch. So that pasta will behave more like a fiber.
Yeah.
So it won't spike your blood sugar quite as quickly.
I'm not going to argue that. I think that's a great idea. I come from a family where pasta there's no such thing as leftover pasta.
Yes.
I mean, Robson, help me out there. Come on now.
And Lisa's just clarifying. Thank you, Lisa, for clarifying. For that sauce, it's just the olive oil and the garlic.
Yeah, garlic, olive oil, a little bit of the pasta water. Put your noodles in, stir, 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 and
Okay.
it gets creamy. That's all you need. And you may have to add a little more oil, a little more pasta water based on what you're doing. That's all you got to do. A classic dish in Italy is then to add some black olives. Yeah, that's a
sounds
classic.
good.
And then if you just put a bunch of pepper in without the cream, yes, it becomes a carbonara in a sense, but not the classic because you're not putting the cream in. Wow. I'm telling you.
He knows what he's talking
I know how to
about.
do my pastas. So different types of pasta.
Yeah.
So everything we were just talking about is the durum wheat,
Yes.
right? Not as processed as the white bread, containing some nutrients. So one of my things that I was supposed to do for the show, somebody already did it, but I still did it. I went to the store. I was supposed to buy a bunch of different pastas, different sizes, shapes, and types. There are so many.
Overwhelming.
I mean, it's like that aisle has exploded. So help us out. Let's like break this down into simple, basic types.
Right, so you have the regular white pasta, and then the pasta that I talk about that has about 6 grams of fiber, 6 or 7 grams, is a whole wheat pasta.
That's simple.
Simple. You just, instead of buying the regular white pasta, you buy the whole wheat. Now, of course, the texture is going to be
You have
a
to accept
little.
that. You have to accept that.
You
right?
just have to, but it's easier to cook than brown rice.
Yeah.
I would say that it really is. You just have to cook it longer.
Yeah.
I would say that.
So I was going to ask that because what I was thinking is wheat pastas are probably better not completely al dente, like the durum wheat type.
Right, but it gives you that al dente kind of texture
Yeah.
without you having to, not cook it
And so
as long.
that's 6 grams of fiber.
That's
in
about
that,
6
yeah.
grams of fiber.
What
in the
about the? I think we have some nice pictures. Like beans, lentils, legume, like all of these things. Chickpeas is a thing I saw now.
Yes, these are all of the low carb alternatives, and they are taking over
Yeah.
the pasta aisle, and they may or may not be that tasty.
Yeah. So a big one, and we saw a picture of it, and I hope I'm saying this right. The konjac
yeah.
flour, that comes from a root, a pretty tough root. I don't know about that. I think that.
Have you tried it
No,
before? Okay.
I'm curious.
I have.
What, up or down?
I would have to give it a down. I hate to say that, but it's really underwhelming.
Yeah.
It truly is. There are better things like the black bean pasta.
That sounds
I've
good. I
tried
can
that.
do
That's
that.
really good. The chickpea pasta.
Chickpea pasta, pretty good.
Chickpea pasta is actually more fulfilling.
Yeah.
I think chickpea pasta gives you the pasta feel more of like a homemade pasta.
Okay, interesting. Now you're still getting carbs with all this,
Yes, you are.
but you're getting more of the nutrients, more of the fiber. You're going to have less of that glycemic effect, right?
Right, but in a better carb to fiber ratio.
Right.
Remember we talked about that ratio.
Yeah. And what do you? Let's review that real quick. So when you look at total carbs in anything, whatever it is, you get your package. You look at the label in the back. Remember, we want to be good consumers. Look at the back label. That's where the information is. The front is just all marketing stuff. You go to the back. You see your total carbs. What are you now looking for in terms of carbs versus that fiber?
If the carbs, and I'll give you a great example, if you have 25 grams of carbs, you want to have at least 5 grams of fiber. So the ratio should be 5 or less.
Okay.
So
that's
if you were to divide that 5,
yeah.
the fiber, into the total carbs number, then you want that result to be a 5 or less.
That ends up being more than 10%. So you want more, if I can put it in percent. So you're looking
I'm
around.
not good with percents.
You're looking around, and I'm not going to give it. You're looking around maybe 12% or so fiber from that total carb content.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Or to do it easy, everybody can figure out 10%. So 25 grams of carbs would be 2.5 of fiber. So shoot for 4 grams or 5, like you said.
I like that,
You
yeah.
just bump it up a little bit.
yes, that's a good way to look at it. And so what you find is the black bean or the chickpea or the pastas from some of those alternative
Yeah.
sources will give you more fiber that increases that carb to fiber ratio, all of that translates into better blood sugar responses.
Right. And that's why people are seeking those out.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to do a taste test. Where's Hannah? Hannah is on our production team.
Yes.
She is. So here we have
All right.
a basic white durum wheat semolina pasta versus a gluten-free version. And we don't know which is which. Are you hungry?
I am. Can you all tell I'm hungry?
And so we're gonna try to decide which, as you go first, like which one do you think of these is the gluten-free version?
Okay.
And I've never done gluten-free pasta before, so I have no idea.
Okay.
Now you're doing this on live television.
I know, so I shouldn't make my bite too
and
big.
I'm gonna go ahead and try mine on this one here.
Okay.
Oh, look at that! You know that one's probably the gluten-free one. I'm gonna try this one.
Okay.
Not bad.
That was pretty good.
Now I know. I watch a lot of the Food Channel, and where they take small bites.
Oh, that was good.
This one here is a little nuttier to me. I'm not sure. Did you taste that?
I do taste the nuts. Betty Ann mentioned on the live that she also puts her potatoes in the fridge. She cooks them the day before. So then they become resistant starch. Yes, Betty Ann, you've got the right idea. Okay.
What's your guess?
I can't tell the difference.
Well,
I can't. I would say, oh,
I know.
gluten-free.
I got it.
I think that one's gluten-free.
This one?
Yes.
Yes, that one's gluten-free without a doubt.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you tell?
Because I've eaten, that's normal pie, I just know. This had more of a nuttier texture to it,
Right.
right? It has a different taste in your mouth, like a, what do they call it, a taste feel? You know, so I pretty much
Yeah,
guessed
a
that
little grainier.
A little grainier, yeah,
That's what
yeah.
it seemed like it was a little, but they were both really good. But here's the thing, Dr. Mike.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Gluten-free does not necessarily mean that it is healthier.
Right, you're still same basic number of carbs and stuff.
Right. Unless, of course, you have celiac disease.
Yeah. Do I have spaghetti and?
You don't.
Okay, good.
No, all is well.
Where's the sauce and the cheese?
I know.
All right, so I think we Hannah, you're supposed to tell us the order.
Which one?
Where'd she go? she did. She
Which
forgot.
one was the? So that one was the one that I chose. Was
Yeah. So it turns out this one is the gluten-free. So
Okay.
we're right.
All right.
That's okay, Hannah. We got you. All right. So again, gluten-free. Quinoa is used a lot. Corn.
Right. And sometimes rice.
Right.
Yeah,
rice is used a
noodles,
lot. Yeah. Okay. So gluten-free. There you go. Same amount of carbs, just no gluten.
Right.
Okay. Low-carb alternatives. Now this is the big one. So what are your favorites?
My favorite, hands down, is going to be, of course, I mentioned the chickpeas, but I'm going to take it to the next level. For all my nutritionists and dietitians out there, you're going to love this. Zucchini or squash. You know, they have the
Don't
machines
tell me you're going to use
now.
that spot. No.
The machines now where you spiral out your veggies. Dr.
You're
Mike.
just eating spiralized zucchini.
But it changes the flavor profile of that veggie. Here's why. Now you've increased the surface density. It's almost like the villi in your intestines. Now
Robson, she's pushing
you are able to savor the flavor of whatever sauce you're using. You can taste it better.
And that's fine.
And the veggies taste better.
And it becomes a wonderful zucchini dish. I've heard people say things like, what is it? Spaghetti squash tastes like spaghetti. No, it doesn't. It tastes like squash.
Okay, yes, it's not going to taste like pasta, but it still gives you that I don't know. It's still in your mind. If you close your eyes, you can still experience the spaghetti moment.
We're moving on. We're not going to agree with this one. Let's talk a little bit about fresh versus dried pasta. We got some dried versions here: bow tie, macaroni. I don't remember what is that. Is that fusilli? Something pasta. Why you
I don't know what it is.
So dried, fresh versus dried. And I make my pasta.
I do, yes, but last year you bought a pasta maker?
I did, and I don't use it that much. I use it a few times a year, special occasions.
Yeah.
But you can now, but there's options in the store of fresh pasta, right? They're usually in the refrigerated areas. What do you think there's a difference in nutrition value, any of that? Or
There
is it just,
is.
You think so?
There is, and I don't know what recipe you use, but you sometimes use egg when you're making the fresh
fresh
pasta.
you have to use at least some egg yolks. You have
Right,
to.
so the egg is now going to change the nutritional profile because of obviously the protein, maybe some cholesterol coming from the egg, maybe a little more fat.
Yeah, and it's wonderful. It makes a good pasta, I'm telling you right now.
I'm not a pasta snob, so it's, I can deal with my veggies, my zucchini, the chickpea,
I don't, dried versus fresh is fine.
Yeah.
And I can say that with a clear conscience because my great grandma would use dry pasta sometimes.
Oh.
So if she did it, it's okay. We're going to leave it there. So so this is a section that I'm not sure if I still get. Like I don't know what this means.
Okay.
But what is the future of pasta? And I confuse, like, what does that mean? What is the future? Why are we talking about what's the future of pasta?
Well, because your experience that you described going into the grocery store, and there's so many options now, people are looking for healthier pasta. Or maybe they just don't know that what they already are using still has health benefits.
It does. That was our whole point at the beginning.
That was the whole point, but people are still looking for being able to take it to that next level, according to a recent article published in the International Journal of Food Science.
Okay.
Sounds fancy.
Legit.
Yes. Increased demand by growing number of health-conscious consumers for healthy foods has shifted the interest. Food manufacturers are now developing pasta rich in minerals, vitamins, fiber, low glycemic index, more of like the functional food.
Yeah. It's taking pasta to that new nutritional level.
Right, and I like that.
I'm okay with that, but let's not let's keep in mind, traditional semolina flour is not bad, and that's it gets a bad rap. Overall, decent glycemic index, decent fiber content, some nutritional value. It's just, I still think it's portion size.
You're right, Dr. Mike, and I challenge all of you, those of you who are watching, again, we appreciate your support. I challenge you to look at your pasta label and figure out what one serving of pasta is.
What it's supposed to be.
What it's supposed to be.
Lot smaller.
It's less than this.
It's a lot smaller than you think, yeah.
This is probably more than one serving.
Yeah. So watch that serving size. I think you're good to go with regular, good old pasta. I love it. This is great stuff. Yeah.
So you can celebrate again October 25th.
World Pasta Day.
World Pasta Day.
Or just do it all month. It's World and National Pasta Month.
Right. And we do have lots of more articles on different foods, not just pasta. If you're concerned about carbs or healthy alternatives, then you can head to lifeextension.com/wellness.
There it is.
And there's lots of health content there.
Awesome. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. We go live every Wednesday at 3 o'clock. Make sure you like, share, comment. Help us to grow the show. Help us to disseminate good, solid education information about nutrition and supplements in a fun way, right?
Yes.
Give us some comments. We love that. Maybe you have a topic you'd like us to cover. Go ahead and put that in the comments. And also click that interested button, right? That way you will always be alerted when we're about to go live every Wednesday at 3 o'clock. I'm Dr. Mike. Thanks for watching.